Now I will continue with the construction. Now we will see the second type of induction motor. The second type of induction motor is slip ring induction motor. In slip ring induction motor, the rotor in the rotor slots we will be using windings. Okay, the windings. Look at the diagram. We have how many windings? 3 phase windings: R phase, Y phase, and B phase. The 3 ends of the windings are joined together to form a neutral point. The free ends are connected to the slip rings. Okay, how many slip rings we have here? We have 3 slip rings. Here these slip rings can be connected to external resistance using brushes. Okay, the brushes will be pressing against the slip rings. While for starting purpose and all, this slip rings, when you add external resistance during starting, it will be useful. Okay, see, that is given here. Under normal conditions, slip rings are automatically shorted. During starting period only, external resistance will be added. See, this is not possible in case of squirrel cage induction motor. In squirrel cage induction motor, in rotor we are using copper bar. The ends of copper bar are shorted by means of end rings. But here, since we are making use of slip rings and brush arrangement, we can add external resistance. Those external resistance are available in the motor during starting condition. During running condition, this external resistance will be cut off. Okay, the frame is made up of cast iron, stator and rotor windings. Then bearings, the shaft will be connected to the bearings. Fans are used for cooling purpose. Now we will see the working principle of induction motor. See, induction motor is working principle is similar to that of transformer. In transformer we have primary and secondary. Here which one is the primary? Stator windings are nothing but primary winding. Which one is the secondary here? Rotor windings in case of slip ring induction motor. In case of squirrel cage induction motor, copper bars are nothing but secondary windings. How power transfer occurs in induction motor? By means of induction. See, we will be energizing the stator winding. Because of that, you will be getting a revolving flux. Okay, already I have told you in the previous slide, when you energize when you give 3-phase supply, you will be getting a revolving field of constant magnitude 1.5 m. Here this flux will cut which winding? Which will cut the copper bars, or it will cut the copper windings in case of slip ring induction motor. Because of that, EMF will be, whenever flux cuts the winding, EMF will be induced in the rotor windings. Because of that EMF, what you will get? You will get current through the rotor winding. When a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, you will get a torque. Because of that torque, the rotor is going to rotate. As per Lenz law will oppose the ultimate cause for rotation is the flux is revolving and the rotor is stationary. To avoid it, what will happen? You can explain it using Lenz law also. Okay. One thing you can explain, whenever a current carrying conductor, using Faraday's law, whenever a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, you will get a torque. That way also you can explain, or you can explain through Lenz law. The ultimate cause for current protection is which one? Rotation of the field. In order to avoid it, which one will also rotate? The rotor will also rotate. You can explain in any of the ways. The speed of flux is ns, that is synchronous speed. The formula for ns is 120 f by p.